For most people, buying or selling a home is the biggest financial transaction of their lives. And because of that, it's not just a financial decision, it's often an emotional one. It can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of questions. That's why doing your due diligence is so important to protect yourself. Whether you are a buyer or a seller, one of the most crucial types of due diligence is what I call the property condition due diligence. And this is all about understanding the true condition of the home. And one of the most important tools for that is the General Property Inspection Report. So in today's video, I am going to break down what this report is, why it matters so much during a transaction, what it includes, who performs it, and whether you can trust the result, and maybe the most important question, who pays for it. I would also explain how skipping this step can cost you thousands, whether you're buying or selling. So stick around. This one can save you a lot of money and regret during real estate transactions. So what exactly is a general property inspection report? Simply put, it's a detailed report prepared by licensed home inspectors after a physical walkthrough of the property. The inspectors checked all the major systems like roof, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, foundation, and more. Their job isn't to give you the exact repair cost, but to identify issues or potential problems, things like leaks, structural cracks, outdated wiring, safety hazards, termite signs, code compliances, and the overall functioning of essential appliances. This report gives buyer a clear snapshot of the home's condition beyond the fresh paint or staging you saw during the showings. The inspection report is often the make or break moment in a real estate deal. For buyers, it is your chance to avoid buying a bad house, and for sellers, it is your opportunity to fix problems early or price home accordingly and avoid surprises later. If something big shows up, like a damaged roof or foundation issues, it could lead to renegotiating the price, requesting repairs, or even walking away from the deal. Without professionally done inspection, both parties are flying blind, and that's where expensive mistakes happen, or worse, lawsuits. Here's a quick breakdown of what's typically included in a general inspection. Usually, the report starts with a summary of condition of each inspected sections. These typically includes roof and attics, foundations, structures, plumbings, electricals, HVACs, interior conditions like doors, windows, walls, ceilings, and stairs, kitchen and bath appliances, garage, driveways, and visible exterior areas. The inspectors usually include notes, photos, and comments on each item. They don't use emotional languages like, wow, the kitchen is brand new and the best I've ever seen. Instead, they use objective terms like the roof is in fair condition or the furnace is in working condition. What you're looking for are phrases like needs to replace immediately or recommend evaluation by specialists. For example, if the water heater is on its last leg or the electric panel is made by Zinsco and should be replaced, that's important. These are the type of issues buyers need to be aware of before moving in. Believe it or not, a lot of lawsuits or complaints happens because buyers don't know about issues like these until after they moved in. And by then, repairs become quite a hassle and buyers will feel misled. All it takes is a thorough home inspection and someone who can help interpret the findings before committing to transactions. All that stress, the legal risk will be avoided. That's why it is so important to work with professionals like me. Now you may ask, what about foundations, roof, plumbing, termites, asbestos, and other things that are harder to identify? Do home inspectors get on top of roof or crawl underneath the house? The answer is not usually. General home inspectors do not perform specialized inspections that require licensed trades. Think of it like a general health checkup. A doctor can look at your overall health, but will refer you to a specialist if something needs a closer look. Home inspections work the exact same way. Inspectors might flag something in the plumbing or foundation and then recommend you to contact a licensed trade specialist. If you want to do every specialized inspections possible, we're talking about roof, termite, foundation, mold, asbestos, sewer line, chimney, radons, pool, lead paint, geosoil, and the list goes on. Should you do all of them before committing to buying a home? Absolutely not, because that would almost eat up your entire down payment. Instead, focus on understanding the general inspections first. If there are red flags, you can then dig deeper with a specialized inspections. And some of these items may also be covered by a home warranty like plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and even roof leaks. So make sure you always get one. And remember, if you are feeling uncertain while reading these reports, just call the inspectors. They're almost always happy to answer your question and walk you through any concerns. That brings us to the next question. Who actually performs the inspections? And how credible are these people? Are home inspectors just failed contractors? Well, inspections are typically done by licensed or certified home inspectors who are trained to evaluate residential properties. Most of them comes from construction or repair backgrounds. In California, many are members of respected organizations like CARIA or ASHI, which require continuing education and have strict ethical guidelines. These inspectors are third-party professionals who charge an upfront fee, so they don't really get bonus for passing or failing a house. Reports might look different depending on the company, but the content is generally the same. If you have any knowledge of basic home maintenance, you have no problem reading through these inspection reports, but if you have no clue what any of this means, it doesn't matter which company you hire. It's going to feel overwhelming. That's why I recommend getting education on basic home repairs and home maintenance first. I have a ton of videos on this topic in my channel, and I highly encourage you to check them out, especially if you are a first-time home buyer. I've covered topics like asbestos, lead-based paint, unpermitted work, hidden issues, and more. And don't forget to like and subscribe while you're on there so that you won't miss anything else. How much does a home inspection cost and who pays for it? The cost typically ranges from $500 to a few $1,000s depending on the size of the home and how much is being inspected. For example, a small condo's interior only inspection is going to cost far less than a 5,000 square foot mansion with a pool, 3-car garage, and a helicopter pad. And there's no hard rules about who pays for it. If a home is listed without any inspections provided, I always recommend that buyers do their own inspections before committing. Otherwise, it's just too risky. That said, some homes on the market already come with inspection reports, which means that the sellers pay for it in advance. And honestly, I think that is a really smart move. And I actually recommend this to every one of my seller clients too. Why? Because the more expensive a home is, the more likely it is a buyer will do their due diligence, and the higher the risk of lawsuit if something is being discovered after the sales. If you list a home without doing an inspection, buyers will still want one. But now you're under contract with someone who isn't fully committed yet. They might come back with requests for credits or price reductions, or they might just walk away. And here's the kicker. Because you didn't pay for the report, they don't technically have to share that with you, so you're negotiating blind. You don't really know if their concerns are real or exaggerated. If you let them walk away, then now your home is back on the market, which can scare off other buyers. This whole cycle can drag out your sales and hurt your final price. But when you provide the inspection reports up front, you own it. You now can share it with every buyer. You're building trust, and buyers are more likely to make stronger and more committed offers. They're less likely to nitpick or use inspections as a negotiation tactic. Plus, you save them time and money, which makes your home stand out. Some sellers worry that sharing an inspection report might scare buyers away with a long list of issues, but that's a myth. Every report will look long. Even a brand new home can have a 30 to 50 page long reports. That's totally normal. Inspectors are trained to document everything. Even small stuff like loose door knocks or hairline cracks in the driveway. Buyers aren't afraid of those. They expect something like this when they're buying a pre-owned homes anyways. What they care about are the major issues, things that impact safety, structure, or big ticket systems. If your home doesn't have those problems, you've got nothing to worry about. And if it does, wouldn't you rather know it up front regardless of selling or not? I once had a $3 million listings. Before putting it on the market, we did an inspection. The report mentioned a horizontal crack in the foundation and recommended a specialist. So we went ahead with the foundation inspection, and sure enough, it is a major crack with about $50,000 to $80,000 estimated in repairs plus permit fees and applications. So we decided not to sell eventually, and the owner was very thankful that I helped him discover such a major issue. Whether he sells it or not in the future, such issues will need to be fixed or it'll get worse, and we all know that you can't hide such issues from anybody, especially when the price tag is $3 million. Now, that's the power of being proactive. Now, are there cases where I do not recommend sellers to do inspections? Absolutely. First, if it's a total fixer, a tear down, or heavy renovation projects, there's absolutely no need. Any buyers can see that everything needs work, so just price it accordingly and market it to investors and show them the numbers. Second, if you've just done a full renovation, permits, receipts, everything in order, you may not need to do an inspection. You can just show the record, and if buyers still want to do inspections, that's fine. But outside of those situations, I strongly recommend sellers to do home inspections because by having the report up front and sharing it with buyers helps your home sell faster for more money and a smooth transaction with fewer headaches. This is Bo Ji-hee, your trusted Bay Area real estate expert. If you find this type of content helpful, do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe, and share with someone who's thinking about buying or selling a home. And if you have any real estate related questions, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.